Hey, ballas! I am Squiggles. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Of course, this is Game 3 in the WCG Germany National Finals between aTnSocke and aTnDarKFoRcE. Now, like I said, this is Game 3. It's going to be played on shakuras Plateau, and both of these players have won a game. That's right, it is 1-1 right now as we go into Game 3. It looks like they are going to be spawning in positions that are a little bit closer by air than they are by ground. Not going to be spawning in the cross positions, which Zerg, that's not a word, which Zerg usually favors. So I'm going to have to see if there is going to be any kind of air going to come out, or if they're just going to play super standard, which I kind of think they will. Both these players being such high caliber, I think they already have plans and they are going to go ahead and implement them. For instance, Socke is going to throw his first pylon down here, telling me that he is going to fast expand, which is really, really common on this map, since you cannot actually spawn in this position, and likewise if you're DarKFoRcE, Socke cannot spawn in this position, so you're going to be decently far away either way regardless. I mean, it's totally fine. Meanwhile, it looks like DarKFoRcE, what is he doing? Going for like double extractor tricks, I guess. No, I don't actually know. He might have actually canceled because he saw the probe I'm not sure what went on there. Now he's going to remake. Huh. Interesting little making canceling, because he's actually canceled 3 geysers already. Interesting little trivia tidbit, yes indeed. Now it looks like this probe is going to try to stop any kind of expansion going down. There goes the spawning pool. So gas spawning pool, pretty standard for DarKFoRcE, just the mass canceling going on, not incredibly standard, but whatevs. We still love you even though you just canceled a bajillion gases. Now it looks like Socke is going to go ahead and get his expansion down first before gateway, before any kind of forge, before any kind of anything. He's going to go. He's feeling very, very confident in his position, even though he saw that the spawning pool was going to be down after the extractor. No kind of expansion coming down yet for Zerg, so actually maybe a little bit risky from Socke. Looks like he is going to be getting down his forge now. Cannons to follow shortly, and hopefully these cannons can get out before any kind of, whoa, there was some lag apparently in the game, but it is all sorted out now. Like I was saying, he feels pretty safe in his position, even though here come the Zerglings right now. They are being made, they are being morphed. Zergling speed getting started right on schedule, and it looks like Socke is going to go ahead and maybe be okay, because it looks like drones are going to come out from DarKFoRcE. There we go. We have a gateway down now as well. The Nexus almost down, or almost done for Socke, and meanwhile still no expansion coming out for DarKFoRcE. This probe doing a good job of just scouting around, seeing exactly what is going on. Wow, he got a good panoramic view of everything that's going on. Finally, DarKFoRcE is able to get his expansion down. It's like an entire building build cycle behind. That's right. So Socke is, what I was trying to say, that was a terrible sentence by the way, was Socke has his Nexus finishing when the hatchery was going down at first. So I mean, Socke is a bit ahead as far as the expansion timings go. There is 1 cannon all the way done, and as this gateway finishes, we should see a cyber core. There it is. So now Socke is totally walled off, and he should be safe against any kind of Ling harassment. And it does not look like, if we look at the production tab, does not look like DarKFoRcE has anything of the kind in mind. Just wants to make sure he gets that quick metabolic boost to take map control and also be able to react and defend a little bit better between his bases. And it looks like he's just going to be droning, getting lots of drones, get that second queen out. Everything super standard. Looks like DarKFoRcE is going for a macro play. Also, looks like he's sending out this drone right here, so could actually be taking a really, really quick third. And it looks like, yes, he will be taking a third. So his third going down about the time his natural is going to finish. Ta-da! It is finished. So expanding super fast behind what he sees with this Overlord is a incredibly turtled Socke. So 2 cannons, a gateway, a core, and a forge, and the Artosis pylon, powering it all. But that is the one pylon to power them all. Yes, indeed. It was a terrible joke, but I just thought of it and I had to say it. So there you go. What you gonna do? All right, so it looks like DarKFoRcE is still just going to be making drones. Wow, and Socke is going to be making a lot of probes. I mean, if we look at the units tab right now, we can see, as it looks like this Overlord will escape. Oh, the Sentry's angry about that. We can see that it is 36 probes versus 35 drones. So, I mean, Socke doing a great job of keeping up with the macro of the Zerg player, and he's able to do that, like I said, because he got this Nexus up, I think, on 15 before he got any other buildings at all. So he really went super heavy economy, you can see, because he is totally turtled right now. He does have out Sentry, getting a second Sentry as well, +1 going down, and why not? He has the Forge anyway, might as well grab +1. Meanwhile, for aTnDarKFoRcE, his third is done, grabbing that queen right away, and it looks like transferring over some drones, and he is still droning, man. Still droning, getting +1 melee attack, and more drones, adding on more gases, but just drones. If we look at the units tab, we can really see he has 4 Zerglings. We are 7 minutes, 45 seconds into the match, and he has only 4 Zerglings. And just look at this, 52 drones now. And, I mean, Socke is still doing a great job of keeping up, but really, I mean, aTnDarKFoRcE is going to get out of control if he is able to do this for much longer. Looks like he is transitioning, getting a few more Zerglings now as +1 nears the 30% completed mark. Speed is down, of course, has that Ling out there at the front, so we can see exactly when Socke decides to move out. Also has both watchtowers, so good, and we can see on the minimap there is no kind of extra probe that can scout around. So, I mean, aTnDarKFoRcE has got to be feeling pretty good right now. Looks like he is going to be getting his lair and at the same time throwing down that roach horn. Don't know if that's just to be safe or if he's going to do some more roach play. It seems like aTnDarKFoRcE has been favoring heavy roach play in the past past couple of games. I guess can't be few because this is the third one. So we're going to have to see if he decides to go with roaches again. And look at this. It looks like DTs. Oh, he thought about DTs. There we go. DT is going to be coming out for Socke. He does have that Twilight Council already done. Building a second Cybernetics core. You would think that he's like messing up, but actually he's probably going to kill this one. And he wants to make sure that he can keep producing, you know, non-stop. So it looks like 4 Zealots going to be warped in here as this core finishes. Looks like Socke could think about pushing out. Yes, indeed. He is going to be killing off his own base. And, oh, wow, look at this. Looks like aTnDarKFoRcE decides that he is going to kill his opponent now. He's getting lots of upgrades, getting roaches as well. 16 more Zerglings in production, but a lot of Zerglings are out on the map right now. You can see aTnDarKFoRcE jumping ahead in supply as he just utilizes all those larva injects his queens have been giving him. And here comes Socke pushing out right now as well. And it looks like Socke may actually be going the exact wrong way. And these Zerglings are in a perfect position to do a counterattack. And it looks like these Zerglings are, in fact, going to just, oh, this could be terrible for Socke as he is totally out of positioning, taking control of the Zellanga watchtower, and he is going to see, oh, so many Zerglings all up in his base, splitting the Zerglings up, going to be taking out the natural and throwing a whole bunch up into the main as well, focusing down as many probes as he possibly can, and really, there's just so much damage damage potential for aTnDarKFoRcE to do right now. Socke pulling everything back right now. You can see lots of roaches are in production, as well as spore crawlers, because he was able to scout the Dark Shrine, and now all these Zerglings are going to be focusing down this Nexus. I don't know if Socke is going to be able to defend it. It does not look like he is going to, and the Nexus is down. So aTnDarKFoRcE with an incredibly devastating attack coming out here, just catching Socke a little bit out of position. Right as Socke moved out, aTnDarKFoRcE just moved in there, and oh man, I mean, it looks like he was able to save a lot of his probes, and there are DTs out for Socke. But, I mean, he lost his expansion, or his main hatchery, actually. It looks like he's going to be rebuilding his hatchery at this third location over here. And meanwhile, here comes a DT in here, going to see if he can cause some shenanigans. There is a Spore Crawler already done, though, and it looks like this TT is going to go ahead and make it out alive. Oh, man. But looking at the units tab right now, we can see that not only is he way ahead in supply, aTnDarKFoRcE, but, I mean, there's just not a lot of stuff for Socke. He has 9 Zealots, but not a lot of anything else. Lots of force fields going down here. And look at that, the burrow going down by aTnDarKFoRcE as he is just going to negate all of those force fields. Again, does not have burrow speed done yet, but can burrow, is going to lose a couple roaches there. These roaches are now unburrowing and moving in. And these, it's going to come down to these sentries, I think, because he does not have a lot of units, so he's going to have to get great force fields. Those are pretty good. Those are good as well. But look at these roaches just coming around, flanking both sides. Socke is now completely surrounded, and like I said, he has lost his main Nexus, so he needs to hold on to this Nexus at all costs. There is an Overseer out as well, so these these Dark Templar are going to just evaporate. There is the GG. So aTnDarKFoRcE, after powering hard off 3 bases, just power, decides he just goes into like July Zerg mentality of his mind just snaps and he goes, I'm gonna kill him. He makes a ton of units. He catches Socke out of position, punishes him. Socke tries to get back in it but cannot overcome the swarm, the flood of roaches and Zerglings, and that is going to be the game. So aTnDarKFoRcE is going to take a 2-1 lead in this best of 5. We are going to go on to game number 4. just as soon as I possibly can get it cast. Thank you guys. As always, leave comments below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know what you think. Support esports and all that jazz. Love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Squiggles has left the game.